On this sad note, former President Muhammadu Buhari is dead.
It has been announced that the former president Muhammadu Buhari is dead.
On July 13th, 2025, the death of Muhammadu Buhari, former Nigerian president, was announced. It was a moment of grief for his family and close allies, but across much of Nigeria, the reaction was different. No national mourning, no widespread tears. For many, his death was not a tragedy, but a kind of closure, a long-awaited end.
Buhari have no good record in Nigeria, and may his soul not rest in peace, not rest in peace.
How can we mourn Buhari? Buhari that's the foundation of Tinubu.
I no get good thing to talk about Buhari. I no get one good thing to talk about Buhari. One.
I don't feel anything about his death.
Should I say I'm happy?
We only get shocked about the death of a leader that have performed well.
To me, it's a contraband to Nigeria. It's an error.
And you may ask, what did Buhari do to earn such deep resentment? Why would the death of a former president spark celebration instead of mourning? By the end of this video, you will understand why millions of Nigerians believe that Buhari's death symbolized the end of a painful chapter. To understand Buhari's legacy, we must first go back not to 2015, but to the early 1980s.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
In 1979, Nigeria returned to democracy after years of military rule. Shehu Shagari became president in the first democratic election since 1963.
I, Sheikh Usman Aliyu Shagari, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, that I will bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But his administration was soon clouded by allegations of corruption, economic hardship, and political manipulation. By December 31, 1983, the military had seen enough. A coup was carried out and Major General Muhammadu Buhari emerged as the head of state.
Proportions in the last few years will be dealt with ruthlessly, no matter whoever may be involved.
Buhari came in as a soldier with a mission to fight corruption, enforce discipline, and restore national order. He launched the infamous War Against Indiscipline, a campaign that initially earned public support. People were forced to queue properly, arrive early to work, and obey every rule, no matter how small. But that early admiration turned into fear. Civil servants who came to work late were publicly humiliated by soldiers. Minor offenses like exam malpractice were punished with 21-year prison sentences. Drug trafficking and counterfeiting were met with death. Under Degree Number 2, the military could detain citizens for months without trial. Over 500 politicians, officials and businessmen were jailed in less than 2 years. There was no freedom of protest. The press was muzzled. Opposition voices was crushed. Yet, despite this authoritarian control, the economy continued to decline. Inflation worsened. The naira lost its value. Nigerians began to grow restless and resentful. By August 1985, their silent prayers were answered. Buhari was overthrown in another military coup led by General Ibrahim Babangida. His first reign was over, but his story wasn't. With the return of democracy in 1999, Buhari began a new quest to return to power, this time through a ballot box. He contested in 2003, lost to Obasanjo, tried again in 2007, lost to Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, again in 2011, lost to Goodluck Jonathan. But in 2015, something changed. Buhari returned with a new image, calmer, more democratic, and backed by a powerful coalition. His slogan, change. Millions believed him. Tired of corruption and insecurity, Nigerians gave him a chance. He won. Hope was reborn, but that hope didn't last. One of Buhari's biggest promises was to crush corruption, but that war quickly turned into a political weapon aimed at silencing opponents while sparing his allies. Opposition figures like Sambo Dansuki and Olisameto were arrested and detained for years without trial. But when close allies like Joshua Dareni and Jolly Yami, both convicted of corruption, were jailed, Buhari granted them a presidential pardon. Orji Okalo, convicted by both the Federal High Court and Court of Appeal, was set free on a mere technicality. Baba Shilawa, caught in a grass-cutting scandal, was barely touched. Abdullahi Ganduje, caught on camera stuffing bribes into his pockets, faced zero prosecution. Buhari's anti-corruption war wasn't about justice. It was about control, and the people saw it. His first saying, hypocrisy in the fight against corruption. In 2015, Buhari promised to end Boko Haram within 6 months. Instead, insecurity exploded across Nigeria. 14 major prison breaks happened under his watch. School children were kidnapped in droves. Boko Haram grew bolder. ISWAP emerged stronger. Bandits terrorized the north. Kidnappers turned highways into hunting grounds. And in the Middle Belt and South, Fulani herdsmen lay waste to villages, especially in Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Enugu, and Delta states. Rather than acts, Buhari's government downplayed the massacres, calling them farmer-header crashes, leaving communities to bury their dead in silence. This was his second sin, failing to protect the lives of Nigerians. Buhari inherited a struggling economy, but under him, this economy fell deeper into chaos. Nigeria went into 2 recessions. Inflation soared, the naira collapsed, millions fell below the poverty line, unemployment worsened, Nigerians' debt profile tripled. Basic food prices skyrocketed, lives became unaffordable, and when Nigerians were already drowning in hardship, police brutality brought them to the breaking point.
This is a police unit that has quite prolifically exacted terror in Nigeria and is essentially the face of all the problems in Nigeria's police. Everyone has a SARS story or a police story, either from themselves personally, the people who they know.
I've been arrested by SARS 5 times, so for me this is my reality.
I'm a woman. I come back at night. Police will tell me that when I get money to buy my vehicle, they'll call me prostitute.
Stop killing our boyfriends. Stop killing our children. Stop. Mothers are crying.
The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, became a menace on the streets. Young people were profiled, extorted, and in many cases murdered by the police. This led to the EndSARS protest, a peaceful movement of youth demanding justice, dignity, and accountability.
Reform the police! 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 5 for 5! Where are we here? 5 for 5! Where are we here? 5 for 5! Reform what? Reform the police!
How did the Buhari government respond? By sending soldiers to open fire on peaceful protestants at the Lekki toll gate.
The Nigerian government denies this happened. A peaceful protest turned deadly.
The police came, we were peaceful. They came and started shooting at us.
The screams of that night still echo in Nigerians' memory. This was Buhari's third sin, murdering hope. Under Buhari, Nigeria's already fragile unity cracked even further. He filled top government positions with individuals mostly from the north, particularly his own ethnic group. Other regions, especially the southeast, were sidelined. The Igbo people received no major appointment. Instead, they got military operations like Python Dance 1 and 2, which resulted in the deaths of hundreds of young men. He once described the southeast as a dot in a cycle.
So that hip-hop is just like a dot in a circle. If they want to exist, they would have no access to anywhere. And the way they are spread all over the country, having businesses, having property, I think hip-hop doesn't know what they are talking about. In any case, we said we will talk to them in the language they understand. We will organize the police and the military to pursue them. That's what we can do, and we will do it.
When Igbos protested, he reminded them of the Civil War, a threat that led to Twitter deleting his tweet for hate speech. In retaliation, Buhari banned Twitter, silencing millions of Nigerians and denying millions access to information.
Nigeria has banned Twitter indefinitely. The announcement comes after a tweet by President Muhammadu Buhari was removed. Many international human rights groups say this is deeply concerning.
Buhari was elected as a Democrat, but he ruled like a dictator. This was his fourth sin, dividing a nation already on the edge. Buhari spent over 200 days on medical leave, not in Nigeria, but in hospitals abroad. While Nigerian doctors went on strike and public hospitals decayed, their president was receiving a top-tier treatment in London. He couldn't fix a single hospital to treat himself at home. In the end, he died in the same foreign land he ran to when his people needed him the most. Buhari promised change, but the only thing that really changed was Nigerians' pain. It got worse. He promised integrity, but gave us favoritism. He promised to lead, but he ruled in silence, distant, disconnected, and destructive. History will judge Muhammadu Buhari, but for the millions who lived through his years, judgment is already past.
Would you miss your ex-president Buhari?
No, I would not miss him. I don't really miss him. I don't.
It's not possible. I'm not even missing him for 1%.
No, not in any way.
Those that benefited from him might miss him now, but more than 100 million Nigerians will not miss him.
No, I don't miss him.
You don't miss him at all? So you're not missing him at all?
Are you missing him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why? Why wouldn't you miss that man?
Because he put Nigerians through a lot for that 8 years that he was the president. So I can't really say I'm going to miss him.
He's not a good leader. He never cared. He didn't even know what was happening in Nigeria. How can I miss a man like that?
The economy of Nigeria is down because of that man. And they rigged the election and give it to Tinubu because of that man.
I don't see anything Buhari have done for the country. Because of the way he left the country, I'm not in support of any president. Even the present one now, I don't support them.
Are you saying that there's nothing this man has ever done that can make you at least remember him for?
He told us during the campaign that he was going to fight corruption, which was the main reason why people voted for him, based on the fact that they knew him during his military time as a disciplinarian. But at the end of the day, it was during his regime that we really experienced corruption in the open. So he didn't really do anything positive. It's just a continuation, it's a circle.
He invited the Fulanis from the Niger Republic, and he spent a lot of Nigerian money to construct road to Niger.
No, I only remember him for the bad things. When he was in the military, yes, telling us saying war against indiscipline. The Nigerians are not free, they can't talk there. You don't do that here now. See London, everybody's free.